Politics. This is politics as usual. U-Haul edition.
Yeah, this is definitely the U-Haul edition. This is the U-Haul Express. Like Phil's definitely gonna start the U-Haul movement. It's gonna be like, get that convoy, U-Haul convoy down to the White House.
You know what's funny? They said that they weren't going. The Secret Service said that they were not going to forcibly remove him from the White House. Instead, they have a secondary place for Joe Biden to conduct presidential business instead. That's worth the price of admission. I would give you back a portion. I would give you a portion of that stimulus check to watch you forcibly remove Donald Trump from the White House.
So we're getting the closest thing. Like, this is amazing stuff. If Phil can play this, this is like people like just moving his stuff out, or getting ready to move his stuff out. It's not really any news at all. It's just like slow, quiet videos of people carrying boxes out, and getting ready to.
Imagine if they're FBI.
With their lips mad tight, like.
Imagine if they're just like FBI and they're like secretly carrying out files that might incriminate Donald Trump.
I mean, they're gonna be burning. That's probably right. They're burning every day in that White House. So there you go. They're carrying all this stuff out. They got the truck out there. Lucky movers get to like around.
Oh my God. Our producer's on fire right now in our Discord. He's like, woo, dollar bill. Woo, dollar bill.
So you're gonna watch this over and over again of people getting ready to move his shit out. So it's fantastic.
Look at those guys trying to look super important. Why do they have all the ladies moving all the stuff and they're just walking around with cups of coffee in their hand? Come on.
They moving that coffee. They moving that coffee out of there.
Oh man, come on, man.
Trump is in coffee cups. He's such a blob. No, he's like people.
Ew.
He's the blob. It's more like the Blob to me. Like, remember that movie, The Blob?
I just got like a vision of somebody like scooping puddles of Trump with a cup and walking around.
That's pretty much what Trump is.
He's that in my head, man.
He's an amoeba monstrosity. So here's more great stuff. Here's I'm gonna show you some more his shit getting ready to pack up. He has a lot of boxes. He needs a lot of boxes for his shit. So movie day approaching at the Trump White House.
Wait, wasn't it? It wasn't his wife that was like rearranging a whole bunch of shit in the White House in preparation for the winter solstice events.
Oh yeah, they were doing like that.
You did all of that for what?
Yeah, they're getting the Christmas tree ready.
Oh, yeah, we're definitely being.
No, but she was. But because all of them are crooks and backstabbers, someone recorded her conversation and she said how much she didn't give a shit about Christmas. Man, Melania Trump. She's like, I don't give a fuck about this Christmas shit. So, I mean, she cursed. She was that like angry how much she didn't give a shit about doing that stuff as a first lady. So, and I know people heard that audio that leak because people record all the conversations with Trump. The whole family
gets the other side of being involved in the war on Christmas.
So empty boxes arrive in the White House grounds as the Biden administration gets set to take over. Here's people loading up, getting those boxes ready, getting it ready. Stacks of empty boxes is pallets. This is a bunch of paragraphs about how many boxes are being. So also they're going to clean the shit out of the White House. It's going to be $500,000 to clean that house.
Yeah, because it's like mad like suntan spray that needs to be like cleaned off of like everywhere.
It must smell like old. Like it must smell so musty in there. Like
it
old
smells
man.
like Alzheimer's.
Yeah. Oh my god! It would smell like old rag. It's like not. It's almost not ammonia. It could smell like ammonia, but it's like almost smells like ammonia. That bad smell. So
it smells like. It smells like Depends and dementia.
Smells like the top of Abraham Lincoln's hat. So that's what's going on here. They moving over.
Are you talking about the ones that the birds kind of perch on and take a shit on?
No, they take a shit and then they rub their butts on it and then they take a shit.
Yeah.
So that's what's going on here. His shit's getting moved out, but that's the least of Trump's worries. who gives a shit about that? Because he might, who knows? So Dr. Eugenius, you told this up. We brought this up. We've been following Rudy Giuliani because he's a native New Yorker and
an insider of riots, a professional insider of riots.
So, but now he's not getting paid anymore. So pretty much, Trump has told staff not to pay Rudy Giuliani over irritation of being impeached again. So, Trump is pretty much doesn't want to pay Rudy, which is about how much $20,000 a day, something like that. It doesn't even it's not in this article. But it's around $20,000 a day. But pretty much, he's irritated. He's not going to pay Rudy.
Can you know what this is like?
Yeah.
This is like Donald Trump grabbing the breasts of one of his employees.
Yeah.
Him being sued for sexual harassment, and then he turns to his lawyer and says, "You're fired." That's what it is.
Was his lawyer doing a good job in the first place? I mean, they were getting laughed out of. They couldn't even get into the courtroom. They were getting laughed out before they get to the courtroom, as we've been covering here on Black Power Magic Hour. They couldn't even get to that point.
You know what it also reminds me of?
Yeah.
These guys that like train these dogs to like be like attack dogs or fight dogs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then they act surprised when they get mauled.
Yeah.
That's Rudy Giuliani. You
right away some shitty videos, some guy getting tackled by a dog.
You've seen Trump turn on mad people, and you thought that you were exempt? Come on, son.
Look, Trump. Wait, listen to this.
You need to get Ed Lover on the show. Come on, son.
Listen, it says the insurrection left 5 people dead, including 1 Capitol Police officer. Trump has been blaming his longtime personal attorney and many others for the predicament he now finds himself in. So he blames other people for the stuff he said to other people. And then those people went out and did stuff like kill people, kill themselves, got killed while trying to kill other people.
The taser to my balls, Cheddar Bob guy.
Don't tread on me, flag woman. Elizabeth getting pepper spray for the revolution. So this is what's happening here. So
one chick got knocked on by her daughter.
Yeah, people are being snitched on by like close family members. It's not like the neighbor down the street or like or the plumber who came off one time. It's like wives, husbands, children. They're all those are people bringing in all the Capitol rioters. So
yo, make sure y'all guys follow Black Power Magic Hour. All you guys in the Facebook, follow Black Power Magic Hour because we post a lot of weird, funny, ironic shit that we find all over Facebook. That's pertinent and not pertinent. We run a very entertaining page there. Make sure because a lot of the shit that we talk about sometimes. We get the idea from some of the wild shit we see on the internet. Right now, we're living in wild times. Make sure you're following Black Power Magic Hour on Facebook.
Yeah, thanks. Facebook is lit right now. We get some good laughs out there. Twitch is building up right now. So here, we're going to talk about pretty much Dr. Virginius. As we know Trump. Trump is also a native New Yorker. And apparently he has a history of not paying people anyway. So the idea that he's not going to pay Rudy, he probably wasn't going to pay him in the first place. He probably never was planning to pay Rudy at all. So that's another idea about that. I want to show this next article that shows even more the idea that how much the scam artist Trump was, and also want to note this article was from the first time he was running, and people still voted for this man. So I want to note this as well. This article is from 2016. Yeah, people still read and voted for him. This article pretty much says hundreds allege Trump doesn't pay his bills. So people read this article and went in the ballot box and voted for him. So I don't know what happened with that. So you found hundreds of people, carpenters, dishwasher, painters, even his own lawyers who say they didn't pay them for their work. So he's been notorious for not paying people. So Rudy's is getting like notorious ancient history with Trump of not getting paid. So
again, I know I got all the comparisons, right?
Yeah.
I'm on fire today.
Yeah.
It's like that chick, right? The chick will go and she'll do like the homewrecker thing, right?
Yeah.
And then she like laughs at the chick that got cheated on. and then laughs in her face, look, I got your man. And then you know what happens next? She then gets cheated on by that dude. Like, what? You thought you was exempt? You thought you was special? Fuck out of here.
Yeah, I mean, that's what. So this is the article from 2016. It's been updated 2018 because
Trump is broke, but he got like over $200 million that he said he was going to keep like most of.
Yeah, this should pay. His lawyer should pay Trump for the exposure. So, so I remember the stories about in the casinos. So you had people that build contractors in the casinos
You exposed them to felony charges.
Got ripped off. Yeah. It was a firm account that still remembers the amount of money to build more than 30 years later, $83,600. They never got paid for that.
Nope.
So, and this is how many lawsuits. He's involved in almost 3,500 lawsuits over the past 3 decades. And a large number of those involve ordinary Americans, not like other business, not like other corporations or like, IBM or whatever 90s cliche company want to talk about. He's like, this is lawsuits against normal people, 3,500 of them. So, and this is an article, investigative article in 2016, before he got elected. This was a warning for people. This guy's a scam artist. Please don't vote for this man. But people did anyway and voted for him twice, more the second time. So at least 60 lawsuits, along with hundreds of liens, judgments, and other government filings have been reviewed by the U.S. Today Network. U.S. Today Network, this is the same network that has like the spy show and they did this investigative project. So USA Today. And then a lot of these businesses have been like kind of contractors for his like casinos, for his buildings, from like glass companies, dishwashers, waiters, bartenders, real estate brokers, hourly workers, and several law firms. This is a laundry list of people that he hasn't paid. Trump's companies have been cited for 24 violations of the Fair Labor Standards Act since 2005 for failing to pay overtime or minimum wage. And look at this.
Just like Chris Rock said, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what it means when your employer pays you minimum wage? If the government allowed it, they pay you less. If they said, hey, you could pay them $0, they'd pay you $0.
And Trump did that. Trump is like, you're a slave, beat it. So
yeah, that's kind of weird though, right?
Yeah. So and the thing is about this kind of stuff, this is like stuff across different like government agencies, private agencies who all do this kind of. So US Today does this investigation, and then it has the Fair Labor Act standard. U.S. Department of Labor has data on Trump. The New York Jersey Casino Control Commission has data on Trump of him not paying people. Real estate banking firm has data of them not paying. So there's different places, different courts, different departments in the government that all have the evidence that Trump doesn't pay people. And this was in 2016. This is a really cool article. I guess people, if you missed this, I guess at this point, people know what it is at this point, what Trump is about, if you don't. But this article is really interesting, and the whole Rudy story just calls back to the idea that Trump probably was going to pay him in the first place. Maybe he paid that, Stormy Daniels. How much was it? Like,
yeah, that's kind of ugly, right? Like, you would pay a porn star, but you won't pay like people.
That's because it's about his brand and his reputation. It's not, when it comes to his brand and reputation, that's when like he puts the money out, whatever scratch of money it has. So
God, I mean, it's hard. It's hard to, again, like we talked about this pre-production. Even with your creative mind from when we were younger, you could not write this script.
No, not that, like, a guy that we grew up seeing as a clown in our city for years and years becoming president, and then people
and doing all the things that we said he was going to do because that's his reputation.
And doing it beyond our imagination, even
and people
further
are still
than
celebrating
what we imagine.
him.
He's doing even further even worse than what we imagine he's going to do. So that's politics as usual. We got a few days left for this orange balloon blob man. Hopefully people don't go crazy and start attacking state capitals, thinking it's going to help things.
Yeah, they're talking about something happening on the 16th or something happening on the 19th.
Really, he's not going to
storming places.
Really, he's not going to do nothing. All he's going to do is make an even crazier police state for everybody else. Thank you very much.
I thought that they were going to do one of these flash mob selfie events, like what they did.
Oh yeah, listen to Katy Perry and or have the iPods.
Do the MAGA the MAGA heads? Do they like Katy Perry or what did they?
They like Taylor Swift before she became more vocal political. She used to be kind of like the alt-right person, but she got more. She's kind of like the Hollywood socialist now to them. But for a while, she was kind of like the blonde and blue eye, like Wonder Woman for them. That's just an insight into that weird world. But
yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, so that's politics as usual. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch. We're all over there. And then Dr. Giuliani's live on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. And then follow us on act.tv. Act.tv has almost 46,000 subscribers, about to be 47,000 if you click like there and click our videos there. So that's politics as usual.